Hello everyone, my name is Aimee and I am the Black Cat Stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram, and welcome to my Flosstube, or welcome back if you're returning. This is where I keep a digital diary of all of my crafty endeavors, including quilting, well, not yet, including stitching and knitting, mostly stitching. Kiss, please don't sit on my projects. I'm going to disturb your nap. Nope, you're gonna settle anyway. Okay, cool. Anyway, the cat has decided to sit on my stack of projects, but we shall persevere. Anywho, yes, this is my update for the month of February, just showing you, what I accomplished and discussing my goals for the month of March as well. Well, I guess let's kind of just jump right into it. So Whoopicat kind of ruled my February, because as you saw in my last video, I was assigned a super hard goal for the month of February, which was to do a page finish on my Heaven and Earth designs. I'll insert a picture. It's Museum Shelf by Aimee Stewart. And I wasn't entirely certain if I was going to be able to accomplish that goal. But honestly, I was super proud of myself that I was able to accomplish my Whoopicat goal. And I'll insert a picture here of what she looked like when I started, and now here is where she's at now. I've got me a page finish. So this is going to go away more than likely until next year because let me bring the page finish closer, because I would like to do a page finish a year. That has been, the goal. If I pull this out, I don't know what would prompt me to pull this out, but maybe I'll pull it out for a stitching, Stitch for Pride prompt, but I'm not exactly sure how or why I would pull this out again in 2023. And if I do pull it out, I suppose I'll be working my way down this way, because I decided I was going to do the pages in a diagonal so that I could reach the shelves that I like the best at the bottom quicker. So yeah, that is my page finish. We've got the Birth of Venus and this dude playing discus. And I believe over here, down here, we've got Starry Night. And I don't remember what picture was up there. Or not picture, painting. But I'm pretty sure that Starry Night was here. But anyway, yeah, my back is atrocious. Got so many, like, weird threads pulled all over, but nobody cares about the back, or some people do. I don't. All right. The other goal that was called in March, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I believe I had finished that before I filmed my Flosstube. So I already showed you that goal, but I'll insert a picture of my current Whoopicat board now, because we're going into the March goals, and the March goals were 2 and 22. Number 2 was a finish on my mom's flower, and number 22 was 1,000 stitches on Princess Elliana by Mirabilia. So I suppose I've been working on Princess Elliana the most, or the least, so I will show you that one first. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like And then a picture of where I was, which it's gonna look totally different because, sorry, my cats are tearing around. They're chasing each other. Yes, Herschel. Anyway, I frogged all of what I had because I realized that the orientation of the fabric that I had was incorrect. And I had it's supposed to be a long piece of fabric, but I had it a vertically long piece of fabric. So yeah, I started over. And I've got about 700, excuse me, 700 stitches, 700 some, more than 700 stitches completed. And I'm going to catch up to where I was, essentially. Although and I'm going to do 2,000 this month, hopefully. Yes, you can see that I had been, in my previous photo, center starting. And I think that's where my problem lied. I don't know, whatever. That was the problem, because I'm used to top, starting at the top corner, top left corner specifically, but I mean, I'm okay with the top right as well. This is the top right. So hopefully I counted correctly and I'm not going to run out of room, you know the deal. But this is where I'm at with Princess Elliana, and I'm going to finish up the 1,000 to catch up to where I was, and do another 1,000 to accomplish my Whoopicat goal. Now you can see that I've beaded and stitched where I could, and I'm going to continue counting those, I suppose. Each bead is 1 stitch, and each, I guess, section of backstitch is a stitch. I've been counting. I know some people count half stitch or back stitches half stitches, but that's too complicated for me to calculate. So she's gonna be, hopefully I'm gonna complete her face and her headdress part up here, and then bring it down to her neck. And then I plan to try and get, as close to the front, of her skirt that she's, holding up, and, keep working my way this way, essentially, from there. So I can, because it feels, I don't know, I've been kind of trying to figure out what feels most comfortable for me when I'm doing this on my very first linen project. And I think I'm gonna what's most comfortable is like doing it in columns, from like going this way. So that I'm just gonna work through her head and bring it down and over so that I can just keep working as, comfortably on it as I can. Okay, my cat has returned and is still sitting on my next project. But we shall persevere, like I said. So I'm going to avoid the project you're sitting on and start with my Stitch for Pride February goal. And as I said in my previous video, I was going to start a new project, which is the Rosena Disery 1820 project, or reproduction sampler by Works by ABC, or ABC Works, one of the two. And I did that. And here we go. And this fabric that I'm doing it on, when I was looking at the picture online, it looked a whole lot more tan than it's appearing in person. But that's okay. I still it's kind of a more peachy color. This is from To Dye For Fabrics. It's an unnamed fabric. It's color number 1, 2 to 8. So I think this might have been an oops, and she sold it on her Etsy shop. Who knows? I don't actually know that for sure. I'm just making shit up, honestly. But anyway, as you can see, I've finished this basket here of berries. And then I went down here to start what was on the bottom of page 1. And then I parked the threads here at the bottom. And then I moved over to here. Or yeah, I did the words next. And then I went back up here to work on that. As you can see, the words and this thing are not over 1 like they're supposed to be, because I'm doing this on Aida cloth and I didn't want to pierce the fabric. So I decided not to, and I'm kind of winging it. I'm hoping that this stuff is down far enough that I can fit all of the rest of the words up here, and it's not too close to this deal. But we shall see. That is a later me problem. So I'm going to keep working on that and hope that my over 2 endeavor for the words is not gonna cause me to call the frog again, because I've had enough frogging with Mirabilias so far. But I probably won't be picking this back up for a while. Like with the museum shelf, you know, it's probably gonna be a Stitch for Pride prompt that will cause me to pick this back up. I don't have it on my Whip Go board anymore, and I generally, I guess I don't do the sweewee life. I don't stitch what I want when I want. I let the goals pick what I am stitching on. So anyway, next project is my mom's flower. I've always been kind of working towards a finish on that one in the background. So what I have been doing this month is taking it to work with me and working on it a little bit at a time during my lunch breaks. And I also somewhat discovered that, you know, on my work days when I only have like a couple of hours, you know, to work on anything, any project, I was unenthused about doing my HAED, so because it was confetti hell, to be honest. And I just wanted something simple where I could pick up one color and just get some decent progress. So I worked on it during the weekdays and at work during lunch. And I got some decent progress on that as well, doing that. Yeah, here is what it's meant to look like. And if you're my mom, you need to go away. I should have been saying that a while now. But mother, this is not for you to see until Christmas. So, yes, here's what it looked like when I picked it up at the beginning of this month. And let me move some needle minders out of the way. All right, here is where we are now. I worked on this side to complete it so that I could move my Q-snap over into its final location and color complete, because I really enjoy color completion. So I finished this side and then moved it over, and there was a few like small, like I only had like 50 or so stitches left, which is this line right here. I completed those, and then I picked up 310 and started stitching 310, and I think I finished the border. That's done. Now there's like some huge blocks of 310 in the stems that I have to do, kind of like right here, which I've started, and that's all. Honestly, that's all the 310 life that I need left to live. So yeah, I'm pretty proud that I got progress on this while still struggling through my HAED this past month. but yeah, a little bit at a time, I suppose, and progress is progress. Although I made a shit ton of progress. I'm sorry, pardon my French. I try actively not to swear, but I'm failing today. I've already sworn twice. Anyways. Ow. I poked myself. Alrighty. So, that is all of the projects that I've worked on this past month. I've completed, I guess one thing that I will mention, I'll throw up my acrostic for last month up. It was based off of my HAED, because I knew that the majority of my stitching would go on my HAED this month, so that is all completed, and now we can go into plans. First and foremost, I guess I'll continue in the vein of the acrostics. Here is my acrostic for the month of March. It is all of this time going to be based off of my red iris, and some of them are stretches, to be honest, but yes, and it's a shorter word this time, so it should be easy to complete pretty quickly. Next, I'll throw up my Whip-Go board again. I already kind of talked about this. My plan is to finish my prompt on Elliana and do another 1,000 stitches so that I'm making progress instead of just catching up to where I was. And that will complete my Whip-Go goal for number 22. Number 2, I'm going to keep trying to work on my iris. I'm not certain that I'll be able to complete it. There's still quite a few stitches left in my iris, and that was a year goal, honestly, for me, is to finish this by the end of the year. And I think I can do it by the end of the year, but we shall see if I can complete it by the end of this month, which, you know, we'll see. Anyway, next, Stitch for Pride. March is, the prompt is to stitch on a project that is designed or has some sort of element in it that is by a Pacific Islander or Asian creator. And I don't currently have any projects on the go that are by a Asian or Pacific Islander creator, but I do have something in my stash that I believe is by Asian creator. So what I'm gonna do is I'm first gonna complete this. This is my small project. This is, what is it, Sleepy Stack or something? Tired Trio, that's what it is. A Tired Trio. I'm gonna finish whatever minuscule stitching I have left on this so that I can start the project that I plan to use. This is by Plum Street Samplers, by the way, because it is in my stack of smalls that I plan to work on. So this will be my next new start for my smalls category. And that is this project. This is, gosh, I'll put the title of the project at the bottom of the screen because I'm blanking. But this is by Stitches with Coffee, or Coffee with Stitches on Etsy. And her Etsy shop says that she is from Seoul, South Korea. Now, I really don't know. It's unclear in her about page on her Etsy site whether she is, you know, ethnically Asian. She could very well be an expat living in South Korea, for all I know. But I really don't know. And I'd rather not, you know, in order to participate in the stitching prompts for Stitch for Pride, I'd rather not have to buy new patterns every month like I did for the last month. So I'm going to count this as an Asian creator, because she does live in Asia, and I think that's good. Anyway, I'm going to start that project, and I'm going to be starting it on this fabric. I had it in my favorites on Etsy, earmarked specifically for this project. It's a really dark, like, purple, and I really love this fabric. It is on its way in the airspace from Bulgaria. I ordered it so that I could start it when it gets here, and plan is to fit the cauldron, cat cauldron project on it, and to fit as many of she does a set of Halloween costumed black cats that I also have in my stash. I'm going to fit as many of those ornament things on this fabric as I can as well. So that is my next endeavor for my Smalls project. I know I was going to do, what was it, Olga's Tart by Plum, I don't have the chart here. Anyway, I was going to do Olga's Tart, which is a really angry looking black cat, but I've decided that I'd let the Coffee with Stitches one skip the line, I guess. And I'll do Olga's Tart after I finish the ornaments and the black cauldron. So, that is my plans for the month of March. And I've already, I guess, continuing on with the Stitch for Pride situation, I've already completed all the learning opportunities and the action, I guess, the activism action as well. And this month it's all about Asian Americans in the LGBTQIA+ space. The learning portion was about a Chinese American who wrote, I'll put her name at the bottom of the screen because I'm bad with names and I always get them wrong or forget them completely. But she wrote, she's a lesbian, and she wrote a poem about nice Chinese girls. And I really like that poem. And I think that is, and one of the things that was on the list on the spreadsheet was a link to a place where she read that poem. And yeah, I like the poem a lot. So yeah, that is the one thing that I'm pulling out of my brain to share with y'all about Stitch for Pride. And then, yeah, I think that's all for my stitching stuff. The next section is my knitting, which I've been steadily working through my blanket. It is the Rock and Roll blanket pattern, and let's fold this up so that we can show it all pretty. So let's get up close and personal here. So I was working on, gosh, it's all scrunched up here. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. All right, let's do it this way. Okay, so I was working on this peach color stripe, and I finished that, and I've been working on this color. This is Avon. This is what Avon is, and I really like this color. This is my favorite color so far. It's like a dark bright red with a little bit of variegation of yellow or orange in there. I'm pretty sure it's yellow. At least that's what it's showing up like in person. So this is such a bright and cheerful color, and I like this one the most so far. Although there's this blue and like pink purple variegated one that I'm seeing in the stack of yarn that I got that I really, really like, and I really can't wait to get to that one, but I think that's gonna come to us, unfortunately, at the very end of the blanket. But yeah, I'm finally getting into the color and not so much the browns and the grays and whatnot. So here's the whole thing, all folded out because, you know, I don't want to stretch my hands out too far. One concern that I have, I guess, about this, I know that at the end of the project, I'm going to be blocking this, so it's going to get larger, but it seems to me to be a relatively small blanket. So, I don't know. Hopefully when I block it, it'll stretch out and it'll be able to, you know, fit, you know, width-wise over my body, because I'm a somewhat of a wide person. But I'm hoping that it'll be big enough to be used and not, you know, just a decoration. But if not, you know, there's always because I guess I'll share my knitting plans or thoughts with you. I mean, I really like doing, you know, blankets because it's really large and relaxing and it's very simple. You know, some of the shawls and, you know, the scarves and the beautiful things that I've seen people on Flosstube do scare me. And I really like the relaxing, repetitive motion, I guess, of knitting. You know, it's something that I don't really have to think about. And with those shawls and like socks and whatnot, you know, it's more of a, you know, counting endeavor. You have to count your stitches so that you know when you have to increase or decrease or, you know, start a different, you know, type of stitch. So I really do enjoy the blankets because it's, you know, something to keep my hands busy. That's easy, that I don't really have to think really hard about. Once I got the project going, that is. When I started the project, it was like, what the hell am I doing? How do I figure this out? Because I taught myself how to do it. But now that I'm in the groove, it's really relaxing and I really like the repetitiveness of it. So I think what I'm going to do is wing it and do my own blanket pattern. It's going to be based off of this pattern that I purchased, or got with the wools that I purchased. Yeah, the Forbidden Fiber company, I love their yarn. I also love their floss, but I haven't, you know, I don't buy specialty floss or hand-dyed floss all that often. But I always look at their website and see all the beautiful colors, and I want them. So I'm going to buy, you know, a couple. I think I've decided on DK weight. You can tell me in the comments below if you think that I should go to a larger or a smaller, like fingerling weight or whatnot. For a blanket, because I'm still new to this. I think I've figured out what all of those, you know, sizes mean, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, I'm going to pick a couple of skeins of that I like, or that are color coordinating in some sort of way. It's probably going to be an outrageously colorful blanket because that's how I roll, but I'm going to pick a couple that I like, and I'm going to do the same pattern essentially with those, except I'm going to probably make it wider because, like I said, I'm concerned about whether or not this one will be wide enough for me. Wider and maybe longer, who knows, because I'm going to plan on using every last bit of those yarns that I buy. So that is the plan for my next knitting project, is a choose your own adventure Forbidden Fiber Company blanket. So we shall see what I end up doing, but that's going to be many, many, many months from now. In fact, probably at least over a year. Because I made a significant amount of progress on that over Christmas. I did 2 or 3 stripes, I think, over Christmas, but you know, I've been only able to successfully complete a stripe a month since then. So if I continue with that trend and do a stripe a month, I mean, there's how many stripes? There's 58 stripes, and I'm on stripe number 13. So Do the math. Anywho, that is the plan for my knitting, and moving forward I'm going to try and accomplish at least a stripe a month still, but you know, maybe hopefully try and put a little bit more effort so I can do more than one, so we can speed it up and get to the colorful Forbidden Fiber Co. yarn that I've been thirsting over. Anyway, that is my Flosstube. Oh wait, I forgot, reading. I was reading, or I had just completed reading, the first of the Will Trent books by Karen Slaughter. It was Triptych. And then I finished reading in this last month the second book in that series, which I will put the title of at the base here with a picture of what the cover, or what one of the covers looks like. The second book I liked a lot, and if you watch the Will Trent show on ABC, I can tell you that the storyline of the second book is pretty similar, or is the similar storyline to the first 2 episodes of that show. That is where they got the idea, I guess, for that, because after I finished the book, I started watching the TV program, finally. And now I'm going to go through a wee bit of a comparison between the two. I think, I mean, obviously, usually the book is much better, and I agree in this instance that the book is better than the TV show. The TV show changes quite a bit of it, and I mean, the characters there are the same. But my major complaint, I'm not going to spoil who it is, but they made one of the characters that in the book was a good person and a victim into a bad guy, or a bad person. And I really hated that they did that, because I think that person, it was Stockholm Syndrome sort of situation where, you know, they got groomed enough by this pedophile that, you know, they ended up being indebted to them and doing as they said, which I hated that they did that. But in the book, this person, yes, you know, they were groomed by a pedophile at one point in their life, but they moved on and, you know, had a life outside of, you know, that situation, which I much would rather have happen to this person than the way they did it in the book, which made me sad. Or the TV show. They made me sad by doing that. In the TV show, I will have to say that the character of Betty, the dog, I like. She has a much bigger role in the storyline, I guess, somewhat, but I like her. She's a sassy dog. I like that in the TV show. Anyway, but I just also like dogs, so I guess that's probably what it has to do with it. Anyway, that is all pretty much what I have to say about the book and the TV show. That's my comparison, and yeah, I don't want to, you know, give away too many spoilers, because I've already pretty much given up a big one, is that the storyline of this book is similar to the first 2 episodes. So, you know, of a TV show, and honestly, most people are gonna go watch the TV show. Read the book, it's better, I promised. Anyway, I've got the 4th book, or the 3rd book in the series, and I haven't started reading it, you know, unfortunately, you know, life update, family members, we've had a few of my family members, multiple family members, have some significant changes in their health, and we've been dealing with that, so I haven't sat down to listen or read this book with my mom, because she's been occupied with that part of the family's life. Plus, you know, on the good news side of things, you know, I don't know if he wants me to share this, so but I'm gonna say it anyway. My brother and his girlfriend bought a house, which is exciting, and they're moving in at the beginning of this month and doing all the furniture buying and all that fun stuff. So that's fun for them. I'm severely jealous. I still live in a rental, and I probably will for the rest of my life, you know, living that millennial life. Anyway, that is all my, you know, updates for today. Well, actually, one more thing. I don't know exactly, you know, how I want to do this. I went through some of my crafting stuff and I found a couple of diamond paintings that I've had for a long time and that I know I'm not going to be able to, or not going to do them. I'm not going to want to do them. What I want to do, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it, is to do a destash on my YouTube. And, you know, I thought about doing it first come, first serve. The first comment that I see is gonna get sent these diamond paintings. But I don't know how fair that is. So I don't know if I should do it giveaway style, you know, but it's not gonna be a giveaway. It's gonna be a destash because whomever gets these diamond paintings, who wants them, I'm gonna have them pay, you know, shipping and handling so that it can get to them, because, you know, that would be helpful for me financially to not have to pay out of pocket to send somebody something. I mean, if it was a pattern and I have to put it in an envelope and pay, you know, 60 cents for a stamp, that's fine. But a big package like that with 2 giant diamond paintings in it, it might be a little bit of a hit on my budget for the month. So I don't know how exactly you guys think that I should do that, how I should run it. Should I run it like a giveaway, or should I do it first come, first serve? I know there are destash pages that I could post these on, but I'm not a member of any diamond painting, I guess, destash pages. But I mean, maybe if there's a viewer out here who is a diamond painter, who is a member of those destash groups, can, you know, do me a solid, I guess, and post it through their Facebook page on those pages so that I could, you know, destash it on one of those groups. But yeah, let me know your opinions in the comments, and I'll let you know what I decide to do in my next video. So yeah, that is actually all I have to say for now, and I will see you guys next month, and hopefully with some great progress on my Mirabilia. Gosh, she looks beautiful with all those beads. I gotta say, I love those beads. Anyway, bye for now.